Hello, I'm Shimei,
And I'm Simone.
and welcome to our show,
The
The
situation.
Situation. Today we have a topic. We weren't able to post it, but we have got quite a lot of feedback from a couple of our other friends. And our topic today was, do you or should you have an application for your friends?
Yes.
Because friends come and go like the seasons, and I've experienced a lot of that in the past couple of years. But I had one girl who said, you should view your friends like you view people that you're in a relationship with. If you see red flags, you should take a step back and recognize it. And a lot of times like even in relationships, you might look overlook a red flag, and the same thing with a friendship. What do you think, Simone?
Well, I mean, you made a pretty good point earlier by saying, friends come and go um, with the season. So, therefore, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with asking a few questions before you accept someone into your personal inner circle. So, I'm all for the friendship application.
Now, if you had a friendship application, what are some key questions that you would put on
Never really thought about
it?
that. I consider myself a pretty good judge of character when it comes to
I think
others.
so too.
So I just think I automatically have a knack for weaning out, the duds. But I would
I'm still around, so I must have.
hanging on by a
I'm in the
thread, y'all.
probationary period.
But definitely, me and a friend of mine, we actually make a joke around every June. It's time for your application to be reevaluated, and we've been doing that for about the last 8 years. So I think we're pretty good. But in reference to what would be on my application, I think some of just the basic questions. Same thing that I would ask a guy. What are your goals, your aspirations? Currently, what are you doing with yourself as far as career wise? Your educational background. I know it may sound like a lot, but you want to be friends with people that you're kind of on the same wavelength
Right.
with. Therefore, you have things in common. If you're, quick example, I don't think me and Willie the Wino off the corner are going to be the best of buds because I get up and go to work in the morning, and Willie the Wino
Like
will,
him.
yeah, he's just Willie the Wino. So I don't think he may be somewhere renting floor space for all I know. So we we probably won't be the best of friends.
Well, this is the thing too. I was reading a book called by Jack Canfield, The Success Principles, and it says in there. I've heard it other places too, where it says you are the average of the 5 people that you spend your most time with. And I really believe that. And like I tell my little brother, you hang around 5 losers, chances are you're going down that path.
With the sixth loser.
You're not going to be hanging with 5 crackheads and you don't smoke crack. I mean,
Oh, I just like the scenery.
I just like the smell. I don't do it. It's not likely. But the thing is, you got to hang around people who support you, and just you guys have, like you said, some of the same goals. You're going towards the same place. They're there to encourage you, not bring you down. And you do have those friends where you got those red flags. Because I've had a couple friends, and so have you probably,
Definitely
where I've
so.
had red flags, and when we fell out and we just didn't, lost our friendship. I had to sit back and think, there were those few times I overlooked certain
Questionable
things,
moments.
questionable moments, very questionable moments. And then when it happened to me, I felt, man, you gave somebody the benefit of the doubt. You didn't think they would do that to you, but they do. So it's unfortunate. But we had a couple of questions that a couple of our friends asked that they would put on their friendship application. And a couple of them were, do you consider yourself to be an open-minded person? I'm asking you. We might as well just ask you right
I
now.
think I'm very open minded on certain subjects. I do have some preconceived notions about certain things. I think that's all of us. But I think for the most part, I'm pretty open minded.
And do you have goals, lifelong goals?
Yes, I do. I have right now. I'm reaching, fast approaching 30 in my eyes. So I have some things that I've always wanted to
So what
have
you saying about me
completed.
then?
But I've had some things that I've always wanted to have completed by 30, and also wanted to start some things at 30. And a family is definitely it. So I mean, I'm just trying to align things to where I can start completing some of my long term goals. So yes, I do have goals. I do think about what's going to be life is going to be like 5, 10 years, 15 years down the road.
And I think this is a question that we both can answer. Like, do you believe in scratching each other's back? I believe in scratching someone's back. If I do you a favor, I'm not saying that you have to do me a favor, but could you be there for me if I help you out a certain way? Could you help me out a certain way? It's kind of like give or take, but you don't always have to take. You can always give because that's a good thing to give and not receive. But a lot of times you'll do things for friends, for a friend because they're your friend, and when you don't get that, the same love back, you're like, what's going on? You kind of have to question, is this person really my friend? Because your friend will look out for you. They wouldn't have no problem scratching your back like you're scratching theirs, right?
I think in the friendship point of view, I think that everyone is in your life for a reason. They may be beneficial in one way and not so beneficial in the other. When it comes down to at the end of the day, you know who your real friends are when you're in a tough situation, and who comes to save the day, or who assists, or who's there giving you advice, or whatever it may be. I can have a friend that's been my, what I think my friend since grade school, and a tough situation comes up and they bail on me. Am I going to say that person is not my friend anymore? Probably not, but I just know who I can count on and who I can't.
No. Now, remember, we moved into the acquaintance category.
Well, it just depends. It just depends. But that's another category, though. Who's, friend versus foe. Right. You meet some people, some people fall into friendships, relationships, period, fairly quickly. Some people need you for the moment, and they may play on you just because they know that, you're a friendly type person.
Yeah, because that's how I am. I always get people to tell me, you talk to anybody, you can make friends with anybody. And that's cool to a certain extent, that I can be open-minded and meet all these different people. But at the same time, a lot of people like to befriend me, and half the time I end up learning they were no good for me. And so it's like you can have a caring personality and outgoing, but you just can't be friends with everybody. Because people can be cool for 2 weeks, and then afterwards, you start finding out those red flags, just like relationships. And you have to start questioning their motives for being in your life, or just, are they beneficial to your life? Or are they going to cause drama? Or what do you gain from being friends with that person?
Exactly. I think it's safe to say we may need to give our friends that 90 days that we would give a significant other. Not necessarily saying that, every person you meet is going to end up eventually screwing you over. That's not what we're trying to say. Right. What we are trying to say is be cautious, because, you can be in a car and pull up into a convenience store, and your friend's going in to buy a soda and come back out, and you guys pull off, and they may have just robbed the convenience store. Well, if your judgment of that person isn't as keen as you would hope it would be up front, and you've only known them for a week or so, now you're an accomplice to a crime. Things, we don't think about that, but things really do happen that way. It doesn't just happen on TV.
It's unfortunate, but they do happen that way. And I think that I've had some friends, and I thought, wow, these people are cool, hung around them every day for a long period of time, and then I ended up finding out I got a couple friends that once the friendship was over, it seemed like they had a double life. I don't know what was going on. I'm so shocked. I was just shocked, because it just made me think either this person had a drug problem, or they had some mental problems, because I didn't know, being friends with this person, they hid what was going on pretty well. And like I said, and then once I stepped away, there was all those red flags that I probably
those things that you blocked out, you didn't think about up front, or you didn't see it as being such a big issue. But I want to touch on something that one of our viewers put on our posted. Can you benefit me mentally? I think that's a very, very good topic as far as friendships, because in a friendship, like I said, you may need someone for different things. I have a friend that I can club with. Therefore, I also have a friend that doesn't like to go to the clubs, but she likes to go to the movies. Versus my friend that likes to go to the club doesn't really do the movie thing. Right. So, I can do a girls' night in with, my friend that likes to sit around and watch movies or have dinner or what have you. So, it's just, you have those friends that you can talk to about certain things, and you have those friends that you can't. So, we want to go ahead and wrap this segment up, but we want to leave you with a little bit of information as far as your friends. And do you think friends should judge you, or should you judge friends like you do your men?
You can post those comments and your questions to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/ / the word cause, the letter N, the letter A, and the word stir under our notes